Good afternoon, everyone. Once again, the time is 8:05. I believe we can get the town hall in order. My name's Matimba Chambwa. I'm the Vice President of the Capital Markets Association. Thank you for coming. Secretariat, if you can just help us beam the agenda. Dear members, what you have in front of you is the agenda. Am I audible? If someone may just drop something in the comments, just to confirm if I'm audible, or raise a hand. Okay, thank you. So what we are sharing is the agenda. We will just begin with some welcome remarks, and then we'll go through the purpose and the overview of this town hall. There will be a presentation that will be done by a submission that we did receive from one of our members, and this being Premier Rating Services. And we will go into a section of looking into additional opportunities and concerns from the members. And then lastly, and then we'll go into an interactive session. We do want to hear from you. We do want you to talk to each other. And then we'll go through the action points from these meetings. What are the takeaways? And lastly, we'll look at the closing remarks, which will be given by our president. So allow me to welcome you once again to this first town hall meeting for the year 2025. This is a significant milestone as an association, as it gives us the platform to intentionally designed to promote dialogue, foster collaboration, and engage openly on the realities facing our capital markets. Today's session is a reflection of the Capital Markets Association of Zambia's commitment to ensuring that the voices of our members and the market participants are not only heard, but also actively inform our direction and advocacy. The theme for today's town hall, which is challenges faced by capital market operators and opportunities, could not be more relevant with the regulatory shifts that are taking place, the positive financial, financial instruments that are ever so innovative, and also the changing investor behavior. At the other end, we do have roadblocks to these paths, so it's important to engage on how these can be overcome. I would like to thank all the members who took time to send their submissions. Your input has shaped today's agenda, and your continued engagement will shape the future of our markets. Let us use this platform to speak candidly, listen actively, and propose solutions that will help Cmaz and all of us as stakeholders move forward in a more unified and impactful manner. Thank you once again for joining us, and we look forward to this insightful session. Welcome again. Let's get started. We now move on to the next item on the agenda, and this is on the purpose and an overview of the town hall. Just allow me to share my screen once more. So this is just a 4-slide rather. The first slide is the cover, presentation on this town hall and what it aims to achieve. Firstly, as I've mentioned in the welcome remarks, the purpose of this town hall is for us as capital markets stakeholders to come together and dialogue and come up with solutions, and also raise the concerns that we have as we opt to have them rectified. We encourage collaboration towards all of us as we aim in developing the market. Developing the market will be good for all of us. A bigger, more awareness, more market activities will in turn mean overall more revenue for us. For you as the stakeholders. Outside of the revenue aspect, there's also the fulfillment that we are working towards making the markets, the capital markets as a whole, more complete. We do know that it is in the infancy stage in Zambia, which means that there is a lot of potential for us to expand. As Cmaz, we are aiming for more activities. As you can see, this is one of the activities that we have recently kickstarted, and we do call upon you as our stakeholders to come on board and always support us where the need arises. So an overview, as I mentioned in the welcome remarks, this is the first town hall meeting for the year 2025, and we will focus on the challenges and the opportunities in the Zambia capital markets. And this was informed by the submissions that we did receive. We did send an email asking for submissions, and we are grateful again for those that were received. And we will close on the question and answer session. What are the expected outcomes from this town hall meeting? We do expect it to be quite an interactive session. We aim to have better understanding of the concerns of our members and the industry trends. We believe that meetings should not just be about we came and then we spoke, we have another meeting and then we review minutes. No, we want to go through the steps of agreeing on what action points will be taken and who will be responsible for those action points. We also want to strengthen the sense of community and collaboration within us in the capital markets. Lastly, we want input to reform Cmaz advocacy and policy engagement efforts. With that being said, I thank you. I will pause here briefly. I will invite a presentation from Premier Rating Services. Dear stakeholders and membership, please pay close attention. You will be free to ask all your questions. Mr. Mbuzi, over to you. Thank you. Just a second, everyone. I believe he may just be having some technical challenges. Mr. Mbuzi, I saw your hand raised. I have given you the right to speak. I've opened your mic. You may go ahead, please.
Hello, are you able to hear me?
Yes, I can get you, though you are on the faint side.
Okay. You can hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear.
Yes, I'm trying to share the screen now.
Okay, not a problem.
Let me try to do it if I can now. Yeah. Okay, he stayed around.
Yes, he is, though in separate locations.
Okay, I've sent him my presentation in case because I'm trying to upload. I'm failing to upload the screen. Yeah. Trying to upload the screen, I can't. Sorry. Okay. Hello?
I can get you, though it's still not showing.
Okay, I'm trying to share the screen. It's quite it's happening here.
Perhaps, Ted, you can try to share on your end.
Yeah, let Ted try to share so that I can just speak from his Hello? He stayed around. No. Okay. No, I've sent you, Mr. Ted, I sent you the latest one. Check your WhatsApp. Check your WhatsApp. I think there is an updated version.
Oh, this one is okay. This one is
Check from your WhatsApp. There's an updated version. So, okay, that's fine. Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you very much for according us this opportunity to come and share the topical issue of challenges faced by capital market operators and opportunities. We thank the Capital Market Association of Zambia for enabling this conversation, which you bring out some issues which we need to resolve and support the capital market development. Next. My presentation is looking at, we're going to look at what premium rating is all about. My name's Obed Mbuzi. I'm the Director of Operations at Premium Rating Services Limited. In this presentation, we are going to look at the premier rating. What is premier rating? We are also going to look at the overview in terms of credit ratings and their benefits and their significance in the capital market. And then we also look at the types of ratings. We also look at the interpretation of ratings and also so far how much we've done in the market in terms of issuing ratings to our clients and what those ratings means for the market. What PRIS has been doing. Next slide. Next slide, please. Hello? Next slide. Hello? Next
Mr.
slide.
Hello, we can hear you. I think PowerPoint just has a slag because it's showing that he has changed the slides on his end. So we just want to see if we can close it and reopen. Just a second.
Okay. Okay, I think we are good to go now. We can go to the next slide. Next slide. Yes, I was saying I was looking at the presentation outline, which is okay. We can go to the next slide. Next. Okay. I already said that we, as PRIS, we've been able to contribute to the Zambian landscape by offering independent assessments that enhance investor confidence and financial stability. Our credit ratings play a crucial role in the financial decision making. Next slide. With PRIS, Premier Rating Services Limited is a Zambian's pioneering credit rating agency. We were incorporated in 2014 and as a credit rating agency, and we've been operating since 2014. And then we were finally officially given a license by Security Exchange Commission in 2022. And you wonder from 2014 to 2022, what happened is that by then there were no regulatory framework for credit rating in Zambia. So we were operating in that space until we had to work with Security Exchange Commission to develop frameworks which needed to ensure that the industry is regulated. So in 2022, we actually branded from Credit Rating Agency Limited to Premier Rating Services Limited. And it's at that point that we are also licensed. Next. So we provide credit rating services for corporate entities, municipalities, other businesses, debt instruments such as bonds, securities, and commercial papers and projects. Additionally, PRIS offers advisory services on investment, mergers, acquisition, and consulting project appraisals, business re-engineering, and risk management, research and training. Next. What are our core corporate values? Integrity, that is honest assessments, also confidentiality. We ensure that we safeguard the financial data for our clients. And we also ensure that there is independence in terms of evaluations. We are not biased. We are very unbiased in our evaluation or assessments. Then analytical rigor, we ensure that our ratings are data-driven rating processes. We also ensure that we are committed to ensure that there is reliable insights of what we actually gather from. We do a very comprehensive rating analysis. And then we also are innovative in terms of using modern methodologies. These values ensure PRIS delivers credible credit ratings that investors and institutions can trust. Next. Since its inception, PRIS has rated several prominent institutions, including Zanaco, First National Bank, Indobank, Government by then, Microfinance, Entrepreneurship Financial Center, Zambia National Biblical Society, RAISE, and also Zambia Industrial Commercial Bank, and many more. In terms of human capital, the PRIS board and management consists of professionals with diverse experts in capital markets, financial sector supervision, bank ratings, financial management, engineering, and financial law. And their credentials include chartered financial analysts, chartered accountants, MBAs, masters in economics, finance. And also we have among experts Moody's credit rating certification, and also sovereign credit rating certification. Next. So PRI's rules, procedures, and rating methodologies are internationally benchmarked and recognized, and we adhere to OASCO and standards and the SEC rules. We also maintain strong relationship with the financial regulators, the Bank of Zambia, Security and Exchange Commission, Pension and Insurance Authority. Additionally, we also participate in the United Nations Economic Commission for Africa, Africa Sovereign Credit Rating Review Committee, and we're also affiliated to the African Union APRIM credit ratings discussions. Next. The other services which I've mentioned, we do measures, acquisition, company evaluations, corporate finance projects, appraisal, risk management, and training. Next. Now, what is credit rating? Credit rating is an independent opinion on the creditworthiness of an obligor or issuer. A rating enhances the ability to access financial markets, to raise money for productive uses. It also broadens the investor base and the range of borrowers, and also fosters the development of the capital and money markets. So you have the players there, the entities and issuers, you have banks, insurances, and also other non-bank financial institutions. You have micro-financial institutions. We have development credit guarantee institutions, corporates, and municipal entities, and also sovereign as a country. Next. So what are the types of rating? We have long-term ratings. We have long-term ratings. These, we look at the obligations falling over 12 months. And then we have short-term ratings. These are assessments of obligations falling within 12 months. And then we have what we call indicative or shadow ratings. These are confidential assessments before formal ratings. Or these are ratings which are normally not published. They are kept confidential. And then we have solicited versus unsolicited ratings. The solicited ratings, these are ratings which are the issuers ask, they come to ask for the ratings, and we are able to rate them. The unsolicited ones, depending on the client initiation. These may be unsolicited, requested by maybe a regulator to have a particular entity be rated. So it depends on the information also in the public domain. Next. Now we have national and international rating scales. So what are the key differences between the two is that the national rating scale looks at the local capital focus. We focus on the local capital market. And the international rating, we look at an entity if it's really having some cross-border debt issue focus. So these are primarily the two rating scale which we use. But in our case, the local entities in Zambia benefit from the national rating scale, which factors the unique economic conditions which prevail in our country. And also we look at some sovereign risks affecting the country. So that do not issue cross-border debt. So it's more appropriate for comparing creditworthiness or ratings of entities operating in the same jurisdiction, because by and large, they are affected by the same sovereign risk. Next. Next slide. Now let's look at the credit rating methodologies. Our methodologies, we've developed methodologies which reflect international best practice in the credit rating industry. And the methodologies have been developed with the assistance of experts from leading international agencies and have been shared with regulators in the Zambian financial sector, SEC and BOS and PIA and the Pension and Insurance Authority. These methodologies apply objective criteria and comprise quantitative analysis and also qualitative assessments. Next. So we have developed industry-specific rating methodologies as follows. We have commercial bank and financial institution rating methodology. We have insurer rating methodology. We have also industry-specific corporate rating methodologies. We also have SME rating methodology and bond rating methodology. Next. Then the rating methodology for commercial banks, for instance, we identify and evaluate the following key broad rating factors. We look at the franchise value and the regulatory environment, which the weight is 20%, and the risk position weight is 35%, and the financial analysis weight is 45%. But you realize that though the financial analysis shows 45% there, we have sub-factors which we have under each rating factor. And because of time, these are detailed sub-rating factors which we can actually go through if an entity wants this to be presented to them. And then we can go now into the details or the nitty-gritties of those sub-factors. What we look at a lot of factors as we are doing these ratings. Next. So credit ratings and interpretations, the rating may be modified by a plus or minus to reflect higher, medium, or lower levels of credit risk in each broad rating category, and thereby provide further credit quality differentiation. So a rating report may be constructed with an external audit report in terms of views and focus. The external audit report is backward-looking and focuses on the reward, whilst the rating report is forward-looking and focuses on the risk. So accordingly, both are important analysis and cardinal to the sound business management. So we normally also look at the various reports, and one of the reports we look at is the audit report. Next. 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 Okay, so if you look at, you go back to the rating scale. Just go back to the rating scale. Yeah, so the rating scale and interpretation, I think this is what we use for the categories run from AAA, that is the highest, and it goes to D, which is a default risk. So we have this range of rating scale, and then we have the long-term rating and we have the short-term rating on the other side. And if you see from A to somewhere B minus, these are investment grade. And then from B plus going down to C, down there there's D. These are speculative range of scoring which we use in our ratings. So we normally look at the ability and willingness to pay, which is measured on the broad scale as presented in this table. Next. So what are the benefits of a credit rating? Immediate benefits. A credit rating offers a significant advantage. We have key financial outcomes are categorized in 3 broad areas, which are key benefits. One of the benefits elevates institutional profile, meaning that it strengthens credibility and foster investor confidence. And the rating also ensures that it enhances the stakeholder engagement. It facilitates better relation with investors, lenders, and bondholders, whether equity or debt, while reducing borrowing costs. And at the same time, it also enhances easy access to finance. improves opportunities to secure local and international funding more efficiently. A company with a high credit rating can secure loans at a lower interest rates. Next. Other benefits is related to depositors. There is increased confidence in the banks. For instance, if it's a bank, financial strength and improving bargaining power and depositor engagement. When it comes to suppliers, there is greater trust in timely payment, leading to better credit terms and with suppliers and contractors. And then we have borrowers and customers, of course, that one we mentioned, lowering financing costs to improve pricing and competitiveness. Here, stronger banks attract customers seeking reliable and better credit terms. Next. As well as regulators, independent assessments, they help oversight in terms of efficiency and strengthening the regulatory relationships. In terms of government, it helps assess contractors for instance, their credit worthiness, ensuring risk mitigation in financial dealings. And then also credit ratings go beyond size and profitability because sometimes we have a situation where you have this big conglomerate, which maybe be a very big bank or a big company showing their big profits and so on, but it goes beyond the size and profitability because we evaluate overall the risk and stability of to give a full financial picture. Next. Now, what is the overall importance of credit ratings in capital markets? It boosts liquidity because then if you have so many capital market players, they're able to show their financial stability and they're able to access financing, then it increases the liquidity in the capital market or any flow of capital in the market. It also encourages investments. Some of the rated institutions have attracted some investment in their institutions due to their ratings which they got. And it's also strengthened the businesses in terms of improving their performance because we also look at various issues in the operations of the entity, and we are able to actually highlight where there are gaps and what actually we could recommend for improvements. Next. So these are some of the institutions we've rated, some of them who are benefiting from various ratings. We have Zambia Industrial Commercial Bank, FNB Zambia, Indo Bank, Entrepreneurship Financial Center Zambia, and many more. So we find that some of these banks or some of these institutions had strong ratings which have helped them attract investors and secured some loans at competitive rating, driving business growth. For instance, some of these banks have got lines of credit from financials from outside the country. They've been able to actually access those lines of credit from those funders outside the country. Next. So because I didn't have this presentation is by the other side. I was going to show you. I think the Zambia Industrial Commercial Bank, they were rated A in 2025, and this they received a long-term credit rating of A and short-term rating of 1. This actually strengthened their financial position, enabling them to access favorable priced credit lines, like I mentioned. And it also increased the investor confidence, making the bank an attractive long-term investment opportunity. Next. And also we had Indo Bank, we announced the rate. It was rated AA in 2024. And we are in the process of, again, doing the same this year. We might be announcing the rating soon. Next. And also, Entrepreneurship Financial Center was rated in A in 2024. This A rating reinforced the entrepreneurship financial centers franchise value, corporate governance, and risk position. As a result, EFC secured better financing terms and allowing it to expand lending to SMEs. The rating boosted investor confidence. It attracted partnership to scale up a small business empowerment initiative. So, its rating to invest in technology and service delivery for entrepreneurs. Next. Next. Also, FNB was rated in 2023. Their rating is going to also be announced this year. We are due to completed the rating for them, but this particular rating, which was awarded to them, it also highlighted its strong governance and financial stability. It also had improved the ability to offer competitive lending rates to business and individuals. Next. So now we think that we need to give some recommendations, as it were, for policymakers. There's need to strengthen the regulatory framework to ensure that most of the capital market access these services, to ensure that we develop the market through credit ratings as gatekeepers before any investor can invest in those institutions. They need to actually understand their risk profile. And also there is need to increase awareness and also support the local credit rating agencies. Next. So what is our call to action? We are saying that stakeholders, including businesses, regulators, investors, must leverage credit ratings as of policy and planning tools. By enhancing independent credit assessment, Zambia can enhance economic resilience and secure long-term financing prosperity, thereby boosting financial stability and market growth and leverage on ratings for resilient. Due to time, I was tempted to just maybe summarize these points into shorter phrases because of time. But if anyone really needs a full-fledged presentation, we are ready to actually be able to visit them and give them a full-fledged presentation which will highlight the comprehensive rating factors, and also we can highlight some more of the inflows of capital, which has been when we are in the process of actually producing an industry report, which will now even include some figures to see how much capital inflows have been accessed by these entities which have been rated. Next. So for more information, you can get in touch with us on that email address and the phone number. Next. So thank you very much for this opportunity, and we look forward to the comment from our prayer.
Thank you for that interesting presentation. Much appreciated. Colleagues, please feel free to ask any questions. You can raise your hand and we'll proceed to unmute you if there are any questions. Okay, I can't see any hands, so I take it was a very clear presentation. We now move on to the next item on the agenda. So we do have two items. There was additional opportunities, concerns, and questions from the members. And then we also had an open floor question and answer section. So in the interest of time, I will just combine both of the, in the interest of time, we'll just combine both of the items. So we're looking at any additional concerns and opportunities, and also any question and answers. Once again, you may raise your hand. Mulenga, kindly proceed.
Good afternoon. Thank you for the wonderful presentation. I just wanted to find out, so how do you ensure that your ratings are impartial, your rating assessment is impartial? Thank you.
Come again?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, yes, can you come again?
I wanted to find out, how do you ensure that your rating assessment is impartial? Thank you.
Okay. Other question? Okay. I think what we have is that we have a structure in place. We have the rating analysts who do the ratings assessments, and then the rating committee, which is an oversight, and this rating committee will assess the rating. And then we also have a meeting with the client, where we go through the report to ensure that what has come out are factuals, and we ensure that normally this rating report is subjected to a rigorous analysis, and it's based on the information which is given by the client, and also the information which we get from institutions like Bank of Zambia. We get from other sources of information, which is translated to actually come up with these ratings. But otherwise, we have a structure where we have the rating analysts, and then we have the rating committee, which oversees these ratings, and they go through to ensure that these ratings are impartial and they are factual in terms of what comes out in terms of the ratings. And also we ensure that we have meetings with the client, as we have had several meetings with the client by the inception. Initially, we have the meeting where we explain the process, and then the next we will ask for all the information and other information related to the rating. And then after that, we'll start analyzing that information, and we'll continue having briefings with the client to ensure that the rating is actually it reflects what is on the ground and what is what is happening in the local market. So we have this independent committee which looks over these reports. So, Madam, you are assured that you get an independent and impartial rating from Premier Rating. And also because the other issue we have to mention is that as a credit rating agency, we are regulated by the Security Exchange Commission, and we also follow IASCO standards, which we subscribe to. So we are very alive to the fact that we have to follow those standards, which ensure that we issue very independent rating assessments. So we subscribe also to the Africa Credit Rating Agency in terms of standards. So we never compromise on our standards. We never compromise on our ratings. We can never be bought by anyone. We are strict. We restrict ourselves to uphold our integrity and also uphold the standards which we subscribe to. I hope I've answered your question, Madam.
Yes, you have. Thank you.
Thank you. Which institution are you from, Madam? Let me just write that. Madam Lenga.
From the Securities and Exchange Commission.
Oh, from Security Exchange Commission. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah. All right. Thank you for the presentation, sir. Mine was a rider. Hello? Okay. Mine was a rider to, I think, what Ms. Mulenga mentioned or asked for. And please clarify, how are the ratings normally done? Would FNB be approaching you to do a rating on them, and then they pay for the service and then you give them a report, or is it done voluntarily where yourselves, you just come up with a rating of what an institution is rated at? And then secondly, if you could also answer or give clarity on how the ratings are done. Is it in line with how maybe Moody's or S&P do their ratings, or what ordinal scale do you adopt, so that I'm able to compare what S&P would rate as an A, yourselves you'd rate as an A as well, or how the ratings compare, so that it's something that's also relatable to how other institutions do their ratings. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. First of all, I would like to mention that as in my explanation, I mentioned that our rating methodologies, which have been developed, were developed together with the experts from leading international rating agencies like Moody's. And these rating methodologies have been shared with the regulators, Security Exchange Commission, Bank of Zambia, and PIA. So in other words, these are internationally benchmarked rating methodologies. And we've used these since inception, and we keep on improving them. But on the other hand, I want to also mention that the rating scales for S&P and Moody's and Fitch may actually have a difference in terms of how they do their scales, and also the definition, the scoring. But however, in terms of the definitions and the explanation of the interpretation may actually mean the same. So I confirm the rating methodologies are foolproof and international benchmark, because we actually developed this with Moody's. Moody's. And then the other question which you asked was, come again, I think you asked about whether FNB comes to us or we do. I think in my explanation, I mentioned that there are the types of, we have different types of ratings. Maybe you were a bit, I can go through. Mr. Ted, are you able to go back to that types of ratings which I was explaining in my, because there is an unsolicited rating. An unsolicited rating is where, for instance, something happens maybe in the public or something happens in the market, and maybe a regulator would ask to say, okay, can you rate this company for their own information to know what is going on with that particular institution. Those are unsolicited ratings from the entity. But solicited entity, for instance, FNB would come to us because they need the rating, because maybe there's something they want to do in the market. Depending on what they want to do in the market, they will come and get a rating. And also sometimes maybe the financial, as it were, even for FNB, for instance, FNB is an international bank. It's the head office in South Africa. So we find that from the point of view, maybe the financial or the corresponding bank somewhere would ask for a rating. So they would come to say, would like to have a rating. So that is solicited rating, which we normally give them. So we have contracts with these institutions, because ratings have to be done every year, because in a year something can happen, or something can happen during the year, and depending on what happens in the year in terms of economic conditions or other factors, it can either be upgraded or downgraded depending on the situation. So these things that is depending on the and situation where maybe, for instance, a bank Zambia or any other entity to say, can you rate this entity? We've never had that before. So, but we have had solicited ratings we've been doing. I hope I've answered your question, sir.
Yes, you have. Thank you.
You're Mr.
Kabaso from Aflife. Thank you.
Mr. Kabaso from Aflife.
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you. Any more comments? The floor is open, not only on the presentation, but on any other challenges anyone has noted and would like to highlight, together with any other opportunities. If there is none, the next item was to take up action points. I take it we don't have any action points. However, Secretariat will go through the meeting as minutes have been made and highlight if there are any action points that are to be said. With that being said, I will now invite our president, Mr. Cavasso, to give the closing remarks. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chambwe. Good afternoon to you all. I think amongst the things we as a board thought to try and ignite is member involvement in terms of participation in any market developments. I do note that there was an initial request made by the trustee that had requested that fund managers do credit rating for any investments that they plan to make. And this was an attempt to ensure that we're able to address that matter. I hope those that asked will be able to get comfort on how the credit ratings work and how then that can enhance investments within the Republic of Zambia. But furthermore, this should be a platform even outside the meeting. The town hall is a platform for members to be able to raise any issues that they may have on any matters that affect them. It may be this, it may be any other matters that might be important to their operations as a company or as investors within the industry, and therefore such an opportunity then would serve well to ensure that members are able to have their voices heard. And as a market, as association who represents all capital market players within the Republic, will be able to address these matters with the relevant regulators and see how we can work together. We have good collaborations with the Securities and Exchange Commission, which is one of the regulators within the capital market industry, and certainly we should be able to address the matters that are raised. So I think ours would just be to thank you all for attending this meeting and taking your precious time away from other duties that you may have had to be able to attend this meeting. And hopefully we should be able to engage more and have conversations that bring about the betterment of our industry collectively. So thank you, and wishing you a productive rest of the afternoon. We'll be rolling out more platforms such as additional town halls, as well as workshops that are planned for in the latter part of the year. And hopefully with this, then we should be able to get more member participation. So thank you for attending, and wishing you all a pleasant afternoon. Thank you.